Hey, what's up YouTubers? I got a request to do a curl tutorial in PHP, and basically what curl does is it connects to other websites and gets information. So the first thing you have to do is make sure you have curl enabled, and you would do that in your PHP ini file. And I'm just going to search for curl, and you just have to make sure that your extension is not commented so that it runs. And you'll probably have to restart Apache. So for the example, I just made a folder called curl and index.php, so we have something to play with. And what I also have open is the PHP curl manual, or CURL, however you say it, and also a Yahoo page that we'll get to. So let's just do a curl request and start out. What we first do is we do curl init. Okay, and to make sure yours is running, just do that, save it, refresh, and if you get no error, then it's good. And I'll call this handle equals curl init. Okay, and when we do a curl thing, we have to set options, and this is where all the stuff comes in. So we can do curl set opt. That's one word. So if we're going to set an option, I'll go to the manual now, and that would be right here, curl set option. Okay, and when you use this, you put in your resource first, the option and the value. So for example, these are all the constants which I'll show you. Let's see what they did, because I honestly don't remember curl stuff off the top of my head. Okay, the handle, they did a constant here. The reason I was confused is because this option says int. I don't know if I missed something, it just doesn't look right. So anyways, so I will set my handle, and I'll say curl opt URL. You're always going to use this, okay? And a location, okay? To set another options, we could say set opt handle and curl opt post true, and we're basically just setting all the options. No big deal. You might be wondering, what are all these things? These are the constants in curl. A lot of these, you know, there's really a lot of these constants, so you could go over these one by one if you want. But what we're going to do is an actual REST query, so that you can get a feel for it. And rather than doing curl set opt, there's a curl set opt array, so that it's a lot less code duplication. So I'll say curl set opt array. Okay, and we pass in the handle, and then we pass in a array. And in here we just kind of do the same thing. Oops, my pinky's tired. Curl opt URL, curl opt, whoops, post, and these are associative arrays, and this will be the URL, and with this I'm just going to say false. Now if you don't have this in here, it'll be false, but I'll leave it in there so that you don't forget it. So what we're going to do is get a hold of Yahoo, and I just have a page here for developer.yahoo.com, and I can't remember how I got here. Let me go back. Yeah, I just typed in Yahoo curl service. So what I shall do is go down this page. I'm just going to copy this first thing of text. So I'll copy this, open a new tab, paste, and here's some data from Yahoo, right? Let me change this to test. Okay, so this is a way to use Yahoo to search. So what we can do is, we have the URL here, and it looks like query is the string that's passed. So I'm just going to copy this URL up to the question mark there. This will be the URL, and we are going to post, okay? Yahoo demo results, da 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 da. So we're going to turn this to true. And what we got to do is get this to post. And since this query part changes, I'm going to do this kind of a ghetto way, but you can make it nicer if you'd like. So the next parameter we'll do curl opt post fields, and this will be this right here. Okay, like that. And what we're going to do is we need to return the results, which is return transfer curl opt return transfer, and I'll say true, meaning we want stuff back. Okay, and let me refresh, just make sure I didn't make any errors. Okay, and the last thing we have to do is execute the thingy. So I'll say I'll call this response equals curl exec for execute, and I'll say handle, and then we always want to curl close of handle. Okay, and I'm going to do a echo pre, because it's going to give us back the data that was on this page. Okay, so we're going to do XML data back, and then I'm going to do print r of response. Let's see if we get anything. The following errors were detected: invalid value, app ID, empty or missing. It looks like this question mark probably shouldn't be there. Let's try it again. Refresh, and we get all this stuff. Now it looks a little different. So if I view the source, it's all a simple XML. And what you could do is have, like, let's say, you obviously don't want to use this for your actual app ID, probably Yahoo demo. For your query, you could have this a changing value. So if you had something like value, let's call this URL value, and I'll say URL value equals URL encode hey mom. So this should search for hey mom. Okay, and you see we have stuff about moms and all that. And the way you make it pretty is with really that's going to be up to you, but you could do something like a simple XML, and do XML equals new simple XML element of response, and we could, I guess we'll do a print r of XML. So then we can work with the data very easily. You see now we have this to work with, and we could do a loop. I'll try to make this fairly quick. So what I'll do is I'll say for each XML of result as x, and I'll say echo x of title. It's kind of weird how these are capitalized. Usually they don't do that. Okay, and then we have all this stuff. Let me do a dot line break. Refresh, and now we have the search results from Yahoo. We could also change the results here to URL results, and if I wanted 25 results, and let's say I want to search for dogs, I'll refresh. I get 25 results. Here's all the titles, and whatever you do with this is really up to you. So that's a basic usage of curl. There is sometimes, in a rare occasion, people using HTTP auth. HTTP auth. That's when you go to a website and that pop-up box pops up. I'll just quickly cover that. If that were the case, I'm just going to copy paste from something on my website. It looks something kind of like, whoops, this, where you have a user and a password, and you authenticate against the basic realm. You most likely won't have to do this unless you're dealing with something that may be a little old school. By the way, when you look at what you're getting, this is obviously XML. You're usually going to get XML or JSON back. I prefer JSON. If you did Twitter, let me load up Twitter API real quick. And Twitter API test. Okay, here's the Twitter API test thing. Okay, and you see how at the end of Twitter I could get of XML. Oh, that's a bad one. Let's do friends and followers. Get, and this would be what you'd get back. Where is it? Right here. This is JSON code. Okay, these are people following my Twitter account. As you can see, it's a ton of people. I don't even use Twitter. Or what's nice is you can do XML. And oh, I exceeded my rate limit. I only used it once. Oh well. But you guys get the idea. I hope you're either going to get XML or JSON back, unless you're like not doing a REST query. You can actually get websites in the actual code from websites and cipher through that and do stuff with it. The problem with that is that websites change a lot, and if someone moves around like their tags and images, it could break what you do with curl. So it's better to use an API, not just Yahoo. There's just thousands of APIs from tons of big sites you can use, because those are made to be kind of unchanging. I hope that's a decent introduction, and thanks for watching. Hit me up with a thumbs up if you found it useful, guys. Peace.